Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Just got to keep my voice down a little bit today for this video. I've got my son asleep beside me here, so if you can hear any breathing going on as this video is taking place, that's why. He's not too well at the minute. He kind of has a bit of a chest infection going on. It's not COVID, don't worry, he's gone for a test, but yeah, he's a bit snotty, a bit phlegmy. So if you can hear him kind of grunting in his sleep, that's why. So anyway, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd just give everyone a little update as to how I'm getting on this week. It was kind of a sideways week for a lot of stocks that I own the last week. Obviously, a big difference to how it has been is Apple here. I'm now up over 6% on Apple. That has been really stagnant for a while. You can see the last week it's gone up 7.3%. So yeah, up 10% for the month nearly. 6 months it's only up 10% as well. That's what I mean stagnant. Like you can see October, let's just go up to here to the start of December even. It was kind of a little bit over 120 for a while, and then had a nice peak up at 143 at the end of January, and then that's when, the 10-year treasury bond market rates started going up and tech started selling off. So yeah, you can see a big dump afterwards, but it's made that back now. Obviously, the paper hands that sold out during the rise in the bond market are now realizing that, yeah, there's a little bit of a rise, but tech is still promising for growth this year, even though it had a great year last year. So there's a lot of blue. I know the last video I made, it was there was still a similar amount of blue. I'm probably up around the same amount. I'm only up actually about $200. I had been buying a lot of companies as they were rising, so as stocks were going up, I continued to buy, say, even in January, mid-January, and then as they started to go down, then I tried to dollar cost average with a few of my companies. So another interesting one would be Neo here. They have been coming back. They kind of sold off down to about $34. You can see there, just around $35 a share. It's back up to 38 now. Go to the 6-month chart. Its highs are about, let's see, 60, 61 bucks. So nearly, it'd be 2/3 of the all-time high price. So nearly a third off all-time high price at the minute. So in my opinion, Neo's a buy. I mean, the chip shortage has really delayed the growth I was kind of expecting for this stock. Like over the year, you can see I got in around 20. I was expecting this to skyrocket, this kind of trend to keep going up until, there was some kind of bad news came out. I know they halted work for about 5 days just due to the chip shortage, which is a knock-on effect of COVID-19. But if that chip shortage wasn't as bad as it actually is, I think Neo would be a lot more expensive right now, even after this tech sell-off that I was talking about. NVIDIA, another company I've been very optimistic for. I only own one share of NVIDIA, but I have been talking about this for a while on my channel. You can see it's up 3% for the week, 11% for the month. See, it's sold off big. Like all these tech stocks, they all the charts nearly match the same. I think it went even lower though. Yeah, it went down to 463. What date was that? That was 8th of March. Yeah, so that week everything in tech started selling off. The all-time high of NVIDIA is 613, so we're getting close to that. It's still a couple of percent off that all-time high price. I'd still probably call it a buy at the minute, NVIDIA, but you might actually get a slightly better price over the next couple of weeks if that bond market flies up a little bit again, and there's any more news, like when that Suez Canal boat news story broke. I think there was a lot of chips on board, so that caused tech stocks to even sell off a little bit more. Let's see, Palantir. This is a company like I was talking about earlier, where I had been buying it, bought a few shares, and then boom, it spiked up to like $40. Foolish me thought this can never come back down, so I was buying more at the all-time high, and then it came down big. So when it did have that drop back to the 20s, I was down like 20-30%, so I had to actually throw a lot more money into it. I think I was holding like 30 shares at the time. Because I was down so much, I had to DCA a little bit. So you can see I bought shares all the way down this, as close to $20 a share as I could, and then it's come back up to 24. So overall, I am only down 10%, 138, and my total stake is valued at 1200. So a little 10% rise. That's only $2 a share. Once that gets back to 26, $27 a share, I've broke even again, and we're still a good bit off the all-time high price. Palantir is a very interesting company to those that don't know. A lot of people think it's just a meme stock. It did kind of get blown up with the Wall Street Bets meme stock movement of, like, even the same month as GameStop flying up towards the end of January was when Palantir had its all-time high price. It was a little bit memey at that time, but it IPO'd at like $9 a share, and it's not even 3x that now, and it's had loads of good news, loads of new contracts. It's got a load of work to do. I mean, it's very involved with the US government. It's all about like data analytics. Actually, Revolut gives you a little brief description. I'll just see what they say. Oh, whoops, clicked the wrong thing there. Let's see more. Palantir builds software platforms for institutions. The company operates two segments: commercial, which serves customers working in non-government industries, and government, which serves customers that are agencies in the United States federal government and non-United States government. So yeah, very government-based. It has built two software platforms, Palantir Gotham and Palantir Foundry. Gotham is a software platform which is constructed for analysts at defense and intelligence agencies. So yeah, again, government related. Gotham enables users to identify patterns hidden within data sets ranging from signals, intelligence sources to reports from informants, and it helps the United States and allied military personnel. Obviously, Joe Biden is president now, and Democrats tend to be pretty fond of getting their military involved in um, overseas issues. So it could be a good thing with Biden. I did think it was a good thing with Trump anyway. I know some Republican presidents like Bush have loved invading Iraq and all those kind of Middle Eastern places, but I think just with the state of the world at the minute now, having some kind of US military stock isn't a bad shout, because China, Russia, there's a lot of threats that America have to take into account these days. I was talking about Plug Power actually in my last video, so I've bought 4 more shares of Plug Power, so we're now up to 8 shares. Its total value is $256. I'm actually down $5, nearly 2%. But just have a look at this chart here for Plug Power. So it's up 700%, but at its all-time high price, it was up, what's that, 1600%? It was $73. So it's nearly half of that now. That was mainly the reason why, and I was kind of looking at when this tech sell-off happened, when these growth stocks started to sell off, it kind of went down to, let's say, $30. And did it go much lower than that? Let me just see. No, it didn't really go down below 30 for the sell-off. So I was like, look, that kind of seems like the bottom. It doesn't look like people are really going to sell off much more. So I said it's worth a shout. If Plug Power dips a little bit more, I will possibly add to my position. I'm going to just keep my eye on news, because I know a lot of people say hydrogen is dead and it's never going to come back. Even Elon Musk is saying that, and I would agree with a lot of what Musk has to say when it comes to finance and the markets in general. But I disagree with Musk here, and I think Plug Power might actually have a bit of a future. Let's see, Square, that's another company I've been talking about for a long time, and it's been doing really good. You can see here, it sold off too. It went down to like $200 a share. I'd obviously picked another one up. Let's see, 230. So I thought I was buying the dip at 230. Little did I know it was going to go down to 200. But we're back up to 261 now. Let's just see, over the 6 months, it's only up 40%. And for a high growth stock like Square that has so much potential, 40% over the last 6 months is pretty conservative, really, because they're heavily involved in cryptocurrency and kind of modernizing. It's like a way of explaining it is like a futuristic bank, basically. These could replace the traditional banks and digitalize the way of banking in the future, because Um, they're more modernized than say traditional banking, and they can only really grow from here. They're getting very, very popular. I remember like at the crash, looking, I didn't own Square back here, but like at the time of the crash last year, it was down at 60. I think it was even lower. Let's see. So there you go. 20th of March, it was 40 a share. Today it's 260. So if you had have invested in Square back in last March, you would be looking at some serious gains. Tesla, my favorite stock, is, let's see, is it even up for the week? No, down 5% for the week, down 2% for the month. So this obviously sold off big too. 600, I think it hit a lower price before that. 563. So yeah, people would have said even then it's still overvalued. People said it was going down to 100, 200 a share. I didn't think so. I didn't panic. You can see I was even after buying more at around 850. That was probably a bit foolish. I should have probably seen that people were going to be taking their profits in the new year, but time in the market and time in the market was kind of what I was thinking, and I thought, look, Tesla could just keep going up, and I could regret not have buying it in December or November whenever I did buy. But look, life goes on. I didn't sell it, so I'm keeping it. Obviously, a lot of good news is actually coming out about Tesla recently. Yeah, it's a weird company the last couple of weeks. Say even since the start of the year, even really good news, the stock doesn't jump up like it used to. Probably because a lot of that's already factored in now. There's so much hype with Tesla that it picked up so much new investors last year. But I'm holding Tesla for a very long time. I don't plan on selling for 5, 10, 15 years at least. Well, no, definitely not 5. It'll be 2030 would be the earliest I'd be selling. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna make me some really big gains. I'll probably add to my position too. If it stays around this price, I probably will pick up another share or two over the next couple of months. Um, Here's a company I was talking about before as well, Zebra Technologies. It's up 3% for the week. Very good growth tech company, and as I said before, it's not so volatile to news that comes out that usually impacts tech stocks. Like if you go back, you could say this was the sell-off due to the bond market rising and all the bad news that came out about tech. It went from 511 to 460. So basically down like 10% off the all-time high. That was it. So I'd really recommend Zebra Technologies. Very steady. I've been invested with them since I only bought one share in, let me see, I bought it at 468, and that was in February, but I had been thinking about buying Zebra all through this, and then it started to dip, and I think I was like waiting for a bigger dip. I thought it might go down a little bit more and I'd get a better price, and then I think I put my money elsewhere, and then by the time I had more money to throw into the markets, it had spiked up. So yeah, again, that just points out that lesson that timing the market is very, very difficult. So you're better off just throwing your money in and giving yourself more time than trying to time it. So we're up at 11,342. Goal is still, let's say 20k by start of January next year. I think I can make it 20k. I have more money to put in. I'll have a couple more thousand to put in, and then I'm hoping I make even 20, 30% off some of the companies that I have a big stake in, and that'll push it over to, I could probably make 3 grand profit just off the companies, and then I'll probably have another 4, 5, 6 grand I could throw into stocks as my wages come in. So yeah, I think we could hit 20k by the start of next year. Definitely by the end of Q1 next year. So I'll keep you posted on that. So yeah, that's just a little update on my holdings. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more kind of stock market content like this. I generally give people an update on my stocks every week. But if people have any questions or would like me to make content on anything else, I'll certainly consider it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Hit me up your thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Stay virus free and enjoy your last day before the markets open and we're all stressed out for the week again. Peace out.